INAudio presents Catching Hell, the insider story of seafood from ocean to plate, by Allen Ricca with Joe Muto. Read for you by Mike Delgaudio. For Kalen, AR. For Max, JM. Prologue. Yeezy and Me. The mood in the dining room that night was electric, and that was before Kanye showed up. So when the famously eccentric millionaire rapper appeared at the hostess stand with a small entourage, but without his reality star wife, the vibe quickly went from electric to absolutely crackling. This was a few years back, pre-COVID, so the restaurant was jammed, with every tightly packed table full. It was also well before West's bizarre flirtation with Trumpism. So the hip downtown Manhattan diners were, at the time, actually pretty happy to see him. Not that any of them showed obvious signs of excitement, of course. They were way too cool for that. There was some nudging and murmuring, and a noticeable uptick in people subtly pulling out their phones taking selfies, angled just so, to make sure the hip-hop legend would appear in the background. But no one did anything embarrassing like jump up and ask for an autograph. Even if they had, the entourage's hulking security guard, who appeared to possess both the size and demeanor of an NFL nose tackle, probably would have intercepted them. I caught the eye of the manager as he marched towards my table on his way to the front to greet the VIP. I'd known him for a while. He was a pro. A celeb wasn't going to ruffle his feathers one bit. This establishment was the type of perennial hotspot that had a fairly steady rotation of famous clientele, counting people like John Bon Jovi, Heidi Klum, Kelly Ripa, and Sarah Jessica Parker as regulars. He smiled at me and shook his head slightly as he whisked past. Can you believe this shit? Just another day on the job for him. After Kanye and his entourage were ushered to a banquette in the back corner of the restaurant and settled in, the dining room calmed down a little. People still craned their necks periodically to catch a glimpse, but there wasn't much to see at this point. Just a very rich guy and his friends ordering bottles of champagne and mountains of shellfish and sushi rolls. Now, I'm not going to pretend that I'm completely immune to the charms of celebrity. I admit, I snuck a glance or two myself. But that night, I was actually much more interested in the food that was going to his table, because I knew that a good chunk of what the restaurant was serving was absolute shit. And I knew this because I was the one who had given it to them. My name is Allen Ricca. I sell fish. And not just any fish. The best goddamn seafood on the eastern seaboard of the United States, if not the entire country. But
sample complete. Ready to continue?